footy with the Dragons last year. Almost set for a start. The Dragons coaching panel walks in front of us here at the broadcast truck.
What a great opportunity for a young ruckman in Harry Crone to go up against Tim Martin. Fantastic learning opportunity for him.
Absolutely going to be a learning opportunity for all of us. The grand final rematch is underway on Big Footy. To start us off, here's John Hunter.
Well, Martin did well. He tapped it to Coughlin, who just drove it deep within forward 50, but good intercepting mark there by Hall. It's a short little kick. It's okay. Storm are just going to put it up to half-back, and a mark that was taken there by Donnan. Is that Donnan or Donan? How would you pronounce it? Donnan off half-back, broadcast side, long kick. There's Hall, tried to get a little give, and there's a whistle on play. He tried to give it to Geary. Didn't see what it was for, Rick.
No, I didn't see that one. I was too busy looking at the new coach, Bryce Curnow, really rallying the troops here at centre half back and took that first intercept mark.
True centre wing position. Jake Hall weighing up his options. Long kick into the forward pocket, up they fly. Another whistle on play. It's going to be a free kick, and this will go to the way of Sandhurst.
So the Dragons with the footy, and they'll run it out of half-back. Christian Height, one of the new recruits for Sandhurst, switches the play right wide to the third quarter specialist in Lockie Ross. Inside defensive 50, goes for a gallop, comes down the line. Good kick into the centre, finds Seb Green. Just on the outer side of the ground, comes back to Height, defensive side of centre, and a 50-metre penalty as Sam Heavyside, think he encroached over the mark. So an early start here for Sandhurst, who've worked the ball out. Height with a couple of early possessions, and the GVFL and O&M best and fairest winner, the former Box Hill Hawks skipper, will have it 48 metres out from his goal, and he might look for an option, I'd suggest. He's got Bear Thornton deep in the square. He's going to tee it up to the danger zone. Gray flies at the back, brought down to the front of the pack. Gray did well, bustled his way through around the corner, shot on goal for the Dragons. Very nice finish from Craig. And his first game for Sandhurst, the day after his birthday, Craig kicks the first of the game for Sandhurst. So, minute and a half gone in this ball game. The Dragons are off to a good start. They're one straight. Sandhurst, or Strathfield say, yet to score. Thanks to Bendigo Bank on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
That's what he does, Pascal Craig. Very strong player. He's good in the air for his size, but once it hits the ground, he was a midfielder in a previous life, Pascal, and he was first to recover. Good snap around the corner, although it looked like it was a spinning top torpedo as it went through, so it might have been a little bit fortunate.
We've got our wish too, Johnny. Look who's standing next to Bryce Curnow. That'll be one Bear Thornton.
Yeah, well, up they go in the ruck again. Crone got the tap out, but it was intercepted by Holmes. Geez, they're pushing forward here. Sandhurst again. They go inside forward 50. Green's got the foot. He might have been held without it because he got rid of it. Still 40 out. Ground level. Umpire blows his whistle. Free kick from the bottom of the pack, and it's going to go the way of Lee Coughlin. And I don't know if he's got the distance in him.
We'll test him from here, Lee, you'd think.
Probably against a slight breeze.
Kicking to the Tannery Lane end, Sandhurst. Good start. They're up by a goal. One straight kick. Now he goes, puts it to the top of the square, set play, up they fly. Geez, got a lot of it there. Thornton didn't quite mark it. They're going to clear here, and the kick comes out marked there by Hogan. So Hogan quickly up onto the wing, and they overrun the footy. Jake McLean picks it up for Sandhurst.
Oh, big crunching bump from Blair Holmes on Hall. Came back to Price, to McLean. Quick kick down the line for Martin on the stretch. Good mark.
Not too many people would have been able to stretch back to that one.
No, Tim Martin, that'll test the hamstrings that Jock said he wouldn't play today, so Jock's reliable information in season 2016. Inside forward 50, the free or the kick designed there again for Craig. The bump came from Jones, who was coming back toward the footy, and Craig will get a free kick for a bit of front-on contact. 35 out, 45-degree angle, tough kick for Pascal Craig from here, although he is a pretty reliable kicker, the footy usually, Rick.
Left foot up, so it will suit him here.
So he's kicked the first goal of the game, playing his first game for the Dragons this afternoon. Pascal Craig comes in, leaves it narrow, swinging back toward goal, doesn't get the distance, and it is one behind. 1-1-7, all off the boot of Pascal Craig early for the Dragons. The Storm yet to score. 4 gone first term, thanks to Aussie Disposals on Big Footy.
They share it round in the back half. Calgary had the footy. Then he just gives it off to a teammate in JD, our man, who then short passes to Smith. So 3 short possessions. They're deep in the back pocket, outer side. Smith will go beyond defensive 50. At ground level, 49 metres out. hard up against the boundary line. No clean position, still 50 out from goal for Sandhurst. It's the Dragons, they'll push forward, a long kick into the hot spot, they'll fly, a lot of hands on that footy, still 10 metres out from goal, ground level, Storm under pressure, Holmes got the footy on the left, shot at goal, goes across the face, still hard up against the boundary line, and just stepped over the line there, the Sandhurst player, and didn't quite make the most of that. So doing all the attacking at the moment, Rick.
Sure, Pascal Craig's been a bit of a handful for him up forward so far. He's had a lot of the ball, a lot of opportunities.
Had that shot as well. Ball chucked in, right forward pocket. Sandhurst deep into attack at the Tannery Lane end. Crone over the back of Martin, won it down. Clever work at ground level from heavy side. Got it out to Donnan, jammed it on the boot towards Wilson. Couldn't take it. Hands and knees stuff there around the corner. Dragons work hard. Little ball taken by Leighton Ross, who's an inclusion into the Sandhurst side in number 33 this afternoon. And it'll be a free kick coming back to Harry Crone for Strathfield's sake. Joel Wharton getting a little bit confused as to where the mark is. So Crone goes the handball to Curnow. Needs to draw some support, switches it back across goal to Jones in the defensive goal square for the Storm. They trail by 7 points. 6 gone first term. Jones, a nice sweeping ball. Smith and Thornton, former interleague teammates, go up and fly against one another. Calangiri on the outer side, hacks it off the deck, gains 30 metres for his side. Pilcher and Ross battle. Ross did well. Needs to get the handball away. Did to Green. That was clever. Back to Ross. Handball inboard now to Montague. He needs to get rid of it. Under pressure from Geary. Did well in the end. Fed the handball out. Green couldn't trap it inside the boundary line. Trickles over and out of play and it'll be thrown back in. Outer side of the ground, just forward of centre for Sandhurst. 1-1-7 the Dragons. The Storm yet to score. 6.5 played first term.
Sandhurst really looking to play fast footy at the moment. Quite different to Strathfield, so we're trying to possess the ball and chip it around.
Now we're on the outer side wing. Wilson picks up the footy for the Storm, goes to half forward, looking for Hall. Grab without the footy. He's been rewarded. Long way from home. Outer side, Hall doesn't muck around. A long kick, up they fly, or big grab, attempted a grab, comes to the back door. Picked up there by Sharp, bangs it on the boot, puts it through. So, good start by Sharp. The Storm are 1 goal straight 6. They are trailing 1-1-7. It is 5.5 minutes into the first, thanks to Bendigo Bank. Big footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
And a fantastic fly at the footy by Harry Conway there. Geez, he is an athletic player. Split the pack, 2 Sandhurst guys. Players flew with Conway. And of course, Lockie Sharp, so clever in front of goal. Stayed down, didn't miss.
One of your favourites, Johnny, Lockie Sharp, another in that left footer brigade.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good start for him as well. So the Storm reduced the margin to a point. One point it is. 7.5 played first term. Here's Geary, bustles his way through the pack. Nick Smith picks it up, kick smothered well by Stagg, who's been working hard early. Free kick will come here to the Dragons. Alex Wharton was pushed in the back by Nick Smith, and he will collect the footy after a little bit of a wild throw. So Wharton's got it, just attacking side of the centre, drives a low ball inside forward 50, and Craig's got it again. Gee, he's been lively early. Moorhead the match up for him. He goes into the pocket for Thornton.
I like to see Thornton playing up forward. He's so dangerous.
That's where Wayne Primer wants him to play, and that's where he plays his best footy. So Thornton's got it. Right footer in the left forward pocket. Kick will suit him, but a really tight angle from here. 30 out. Up against the boundary line, he'll start his approach. Lets it go from 35. It's on its way, and it is a goal. Lovely kick from Bear Thornton. Sandhurst find the answer to the Storm's goal. They go to 2-1-13. The Storm are 1 straight 6. And we have played 8.5 minutes in the first term, thanks to Aussie Disposals on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Sandhurst dominating the centre bounces so far. They've won the first few, and every time they've gone forward, and Pascal Craig is looking really dangerous. Deep forward and across the 50, top of the 50 there as well, and a pinpoint pass to Bear Thornton. Couple
of times, Rick, they've had plenty of numbers across half forward like they do here, Sandhurst. That's where they're winning the footy at the moment from the stoppages.
Absolutely.
Martin won the tap, but it was just to a contest, and the umpire blew his whistle and said we'll do it all again.
Is that just the Storm defenders needing to be a little bit more aware of the Sandhurst forwards rolling up?
It's basically the Storm playing their setup and Sandhurst playing theirs, and we'll see who adjusts first, who blinks, but it looks like the Storm will have to do something about it.
Free kickers with Calgary. for the Storm. He'll kick it long into the forward pocket, but good intercepting mark down deep in that back zone. They're working well. The ball comes to Christian Height. Height, a dangerous kick. It'll be intercepted there by Sheen. He'll have a shot at goal for the Storm, straight through the middle, and they like it. They take Storm to 2 goals, straight 12. Sandhurst are 2-1-13. We've travelled 9 minutes in the first, thanks to the Shed guys. Big footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Jamison Sheen, a 19-year-old at the Pioneers this year. He's been down to Geelong Grammar, played with the Geelong Falcons last year. Vic Country under-16 captain. He's obviously got a lot of pedigree and just took 2 steps there. Split the middle with a great right foot shot on goal.
He's struggled with an injury before the start of the season. I think he injured his ankle in a Pio's practice match. He's on crutches and then all kinds of things. So good to see Jamison back up and playing some good footy for the Storm. Back to that 1 point margin, 10.5 gone. Here's Coughlin on the end of the Martin tap. Just couldn't find the handle. Hands and knees stuck. Bursting through the pack was Johns, of course, left out of the grand final side for the Storm last year. Minari goes through, got it to Martin. Handball back to Price. He can set them up. A low driving ball to Green was clever. And Green goes long to the top of the square. Thornton the target. In front of him flying high was Jones. 30 out from the Sandhurst goal. Hoyle goes in. He's dispossessed. Gets a kick off the ground around the corner. Comes back to Minari. Big snap on goal. It's going to be marked by Jones. 15 out from his defensive goal. In fact, Donaldson it was who goes long down the line. Not a good kick. And Martin's marked for the Storm. Little handball give to Price. He'll come into the centre and find Height.
Height, he's had a little bit of the footy, too far at the score. He swings and goes. A deep, long kick. He'll be looking for Thornton. Up he flies. We've got one for in the back and it's going to go the way of the Storm. Umpire invites play to go on. It does. Nick Smith now off half back. Steps away around a player too easily. Now they go up onto the wing, the Storm. Conway collects the footy. Composed. Short, low ball, probably not effective. Kicks it to a contest. Good work there by James Coughlin. Whistle on play. Again, a player's allowed to go on. Deep into the forward zone, and we've got a mark. Good work over the top. Geary goes by hand into the goal square. Oh, tackle there. Looked like Pilcher didn't get his foot to the ball. In fact, he may have. Right on the line, and a good result for the Storm. So they go to 3 goals straight, 18. Sandhurst 2-1-13. 11 in the first, thanks to Bendigo Bank. Big footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
The forward line is certainly looking new, Stratford say, but very effective. They're keeping it quite open. They're isolating down there a 2-on-2 contest. And every time they've gone in, just deep. It hasn't been surgical, just a deep kick inside. One player down, one player up. Good football.
Interesting move to move Conway up there, Rick, too. We know he was so effective across half-back last year. Pretty bold move to I guess, play a young player who had such a good role for the side last season, played interleague for Bendigo up to the forward line.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's just so athletic. He's been very dangerous, hasn't he?
Kicked 10 once for the Storm under-18s against the Bloods at the QEO. It looked very dynamic up there. No doubt he can play in that end of the ground. From the ball up back in the middle, we'll have a repeat stoppage, still in the centre square. Now they're going to do it all again. 3 straight, plays 2-1. Storm in charge by 5 points. 12.5 gone first term. Green, he got it to Height around the corner. Umpire said Height through it. So a free kick coming here in the centre of the ground to the Strathfield Safe Storm, and Riley Hogan, under-18 premiership player for the Storm last season. Just defensive side of centre. He's going to tee it up long towards half forward. That's what he does. Conway has the sit. Big fly. Couldn't take it. Numbers with the Sandhurst side around the fall of the footy. Green gets it out wide. That's a nice ball. Marked by the big fella out there in Bowyer. He comes into the centre of the ground. Nice kick. Sandhurst out here. Montague to Height. Inside forward 50 to Gray. 48 metres out. Jones slips on the mark. Gray elects to go back and take his kick. Warden wants it. In the pocket though. Running on his Stagg, and he marks. And Stagg's got the footy right from where Pascal Craig kicked it a little bit earlier. 35 out. Tight angle. Right forward pocket. Tough kick from here.
Fantastic movement of the football by Sandhurst. Switched out to the fat side of the ground, brought the ball inboard across the centre, opened up the space, and now we're having a shot on the opposite side of the ground pocket.
Quality footy early days here at Flight Centre Park. Nick Stagg comes in, fires at goal and misses to the near side, just as his teammate Pascal Craig did from the same position. 2-2-14 the Dragons, 3 straight 18 the Storm, 14 gone first term on Big Footy. That's all thanks to Powers Country Express. Magnificent broadcast setup this afternoon, John Hunter.
Kerno, he just kicks it long beyond 50. Up they fly. Good mark. Uncontested in the end was Pilcher. Pilcher still in the defensive arc for the Storm, outer side of the ground. Umpire's asked him to go on. Oh, sold a little bit of candy, the big man. Then puts it on the boot. It's an ugly, horrible ball, but they're going to get away with it here, the Storm, if they can collect it. Eventually does. That's Simmons. And we've got a mark on the outer side. Just playing a bit of tempo on the outer side here of the Storm. 18 playing 14. They've got the lead. Comes into the middle, inboard to Simmons again. Then by hand to Pilcher. Pilcher long to half forward. He'll be looking for Conway. Somehow 2-on-1 takes a chest mark. 70 out directly in front. Good contest down there.
Absolute. Great judgment of the football there, Conway. Everyone else was looking around trying to find a man. Conway, eyes for the footy, just judged it best.
And he took a bump on the way towards the contest as well and still managed to get there. Super work.
He starts from inside the centre square. Slow, deliberate approach. It's a long ball. It won't be accurate. Lucky to be a minor score in the end. So that takes the Storm to 3-1. And they are 19. Sandhurst are 2-2-14. 15 have gone in this first quarter thanks to Bendigo Bank. Big footy. Bendigo's Fresh FM.
So Price will bring the footy back in. Best last year for Sandhurst in the grand final. Lost, turned over though. Here's Callan Geary. Goes back inside the forward 50 and hallmarks. Tight against the boundary line. Right forward pocket at the Bendigo end of the ground. Tough from here for Jake Hall.
Very tough.
Right footer. Some nice fluoro green boots on. He chips at the ball across the face. Flies high in the square to Sheehan. Knocked away from him by Ross of the Leighton variety. And only through for the one behind. 3-2 the Storm, 2-2 the Dragons. One straight kick the difference. Dangerous kick in out of defence for the Dragons. It works out all right and Wharton runs away with it and comes wide.
But an intercepting mark on the wing there by Cal Geary, who's been prominent. They don't muck around again. The ball goes inside forward 50. Hall dropped a mark he probably should have taken. It hit him on the chest. Rebounded, but we've got one for incorrect disposal and the Dragons will have a free kick in their defensive zone. A little give, a little short, one by foot to height. He'll come across the ground looking for a teammate. We'll find one in Leighton Ross, a late inclusion. They're still in their back half. They'll come up the wing now, looking there for Cody Price. She's grabbed, hard tackle by Geary. And again, the umpire's getting involved and he's giving a free kick. And it'll go away the way of Shannon Geary. He'll kick it inside forward 50. He didn't muck around. Hall might have got a push. He made the umpire look. The umpire didn't have a bar of it. Now they're sharing it around the Dragons. They'll bring it out from half back. Kick it up towards the wing. Up they fly. Gray had a lot of that footy, couldn't mark it. Holmes grabbed without the football and slung. Umpire agrees, and the free kick will go the way of Sandhurst.
Yeah, needed a free kick for something there, Blair Holmes. Probably too high and didn't have it. Got it for the ladder. Comes down the broadcast side of the ground. Thornton up, Jones up out the back. Storm with numbers. Payne and Donaldson raffle it. Payne the beneficiary. Comes into the centre of the ground to Zane Hoyles. Takes a man on in the big fella Bowyer. Got it off by hand to Moorhead. Moorhead inside forward 50. Well done, Conway. Stayed down at the fall. The footy is Hall flew. Got it back inboard to Hall. Now gets the give. Conway from 40 out. A bending ball is home.
Class.
Super stuff from Harry Conway. Beautiful finish. And the Storm get their fourth. 4-2-26. Strathfield say the Dragons are 2-2-14. We played 18 minutes in the first term, thanks to the Shed guys on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Just all class from Harry Conway, but the play was set up from a great defensive zone, a defensive press by Stratford say. After the kick in, they held their space in their zone, and Sandhurst had a lot of trouble trying to clear the ball. Eventually back into that 2-on-2 that we've been seeing, and Harry Conway all class to snap around the corner.
I reckon Harry Conway's grown a couple of inches since last year as well. He's just enormous down there.
His hair certainly has.
Lockie Watson doing the ruck work for Sandhurst. It spills out to the outer side. Holmes getting involved again at ground level. Shovels it out in the way of Stagg. They're sharing it around. They're going to get away with it. Ends up again now with Height. Off half forward, inside forward 50. He'll be looking there for Gray. It was at his ankles. Right up hard next to the point post. Tumbles it over the line and probably should have done a little bit better than that.
I think he just felt the pressure a little bit,
Free
Johnny.
kick.
No, he's
Free
getting
kick.
a free kick. So he was held without it.
So Matty Gray, he'll have to pay admission to get back in to kick it from there. Hard up against the boundary line. Only 15 metres out from goal. He's going to go around the corner. Good looking kick, they like it. Good goal. So that's a major. Sandhurst, they go to 3-3-21. Trailing the Storm 4-2-26. Thanks to the Shed guys. Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
The work from the centre bounce, Sandhurst, has been exceptional. They've won just about every clearance out of there, and they've created some really good drive through the centre part and cross half forward. They look to bring the ball through that space. Quick handball, there was a chain of 4 or 5 handballs, long kick inside, maybe a little bit fortunate to get the free, but just a quality finish from the pocket.
Well, we predicted before the game, Rick, that it might be a little bit of a defensive one. It's been anything but at this stage. 7 goals, and we're not even in time on between these two sides, and it's end-to-end free-flowing stuff. Bowyer into the middle of the ground now for the Dragons, as well as Watson, who goes up in the ruck. Through the traffic was Height. He's been busy early. Watson lays a good tackle on Calgary. Umpire lets them play, then says, give it a mean, a ball up. Still smack bang in the centre of Flight Centre Park. Just ticked into time on in the first term. The Storm by a goal. Hope you're enjoying Sunday afternoon footy on Big Footy. Bendigo's Fresh FM. Stagg goes through the pack. He couldn't take it. Again, a big tackle laid there. Joel Wharton gets involved. Ball up is a little bit of push and shove. The first skirmish of the day. And we'll do it all again. Still in the centre of the ground. The 221s, Watson and Crone, battle for the footy. Free kick will come here to the Storm. Christian Height held his man without the footy. That was Sam Heavyside, so the 221s won it down to the 25s. Sam Heavyside, the better of those two, goes inside forward 50. Sharp the target, battles with Ross, works Ross under the footy, collects in the forward pocket Lockie Sharp, 30 out. He was tackled, then he legged Lockie Ross. And Ross will get a free kick and, in fact, gets the other man in Coughlin in the defensive 50 there. So Coughlin's got it. He's going to just chip short. So still inside defensive 50, the Dragons. This is where they've been so good working it out. Alex Wharton down the line. Watson the target. Out the back was Thornton. He couldn't take it. Ground level footy. Flicked over the top though by Jones. That was clever. Ran onto his own ball. Hoyles around the corner. Went without it. Kerno fires in there. Thornton paddles it towards the boundary line. Sees it over. And we'll have a throw in. Centre wing out of side. Storm by a goal. 21 and a half gone in this first term of Big Footy. Sunday afternoon footy with Joel Peterson, Rick Coburn, and the next voice you'll hear, that of Johnny Hunter.
Lockie Watson is doing the ruck work over there. We've got a contest at ground level. Umpire blows his whistle. Out of side wing.
Calling it early, Johnny. They've got too many blokes with long hair, Sandhurst. I'm not a massive fan of it.
No, it's not making
There's
life
some good
easy.
haircuts. There's some really good haircuts.
I wouldn't be paying much for many of them, Rick, to be honest.
Cody's is pretty basic here in front of us. He's a good-looking young fella.
Cody's is all right. The rest of them, I think he's leading the way.
Hogan off half-back for the Storm. Kicks it up to the true outer-side wing. Comes off hands and we'll have a throw in.
The rest of them should be playing in helmets, I think,
Look,
Rick.
there's some really good cuts out there from from the Stratfield Say side as well.
Yes.
There's some interesting dudes.
There's a bit going on.
6-point margin. Harry Crone doing the ruck work over then. And again, we've got a bit of congestion over
It's
that.
the first time. It's the first time that the quarter's really slowed. It's been really fast, furious stuff. But at the moment, it's just a bit of an arm wrestle.
It's Crone again. He taps it to a pack. No clean possession. Lurking over there is Height. He's been pretty good. Wilson's all over there for the Storm as well. Still at ground level. Safety of numbers is with Sandhurst. It's a kick that goes up 50 and probably forward only about 5. Bit of ugly footy. Wilson's over there, dives on the footy there for the Storm. Couldn't get position. Now it's with a player there. He's got the hair going as well in Hamilton with Sandhurst. We're still off half forward. Ends up with Coughlin. Coughlin, a long, high ball. Up flies Thornton. Got one fist on the ball, 48 metres. Might have been a throw. They got away with it there to Cal Smith, the Storm. They're calm under pressure. Comes up to a wing and a good chest mark in front of himself there for the Storm was Sheen. Sheen goes inboard or dropped a mark he should have taken there. That was Johns, puts himself under pressure and it's a free kick. He's been pinged for incorrect disposal.
Jamison Sheehan, the honorary captain of the Weird Hair Brigade early on here, Johnny. That is an interesting dude.
Man bun.
So Holmes comes broadcast side. Montague will mark right in front of us as we get a good look at that wig of Jamison Sheehan. Questionable, the best way to describe that. Goal the difference, 23 and a half played. Here's Coughlin. He goes inside forward 50. Big Mardo the target. Oh, he dropped what he should have taken. Rove by Height. Snaps around the corner and misses. Near side for Christian Height. 3-3-21 the Dragons, 4-2-26 the Storm, 24 gone first term thanks to Bendigo Bank on Big Footy. Did all the hard work.
He did.
Tim Martin, he dropped the easy part.
He had the one-on-one contest with young Harry Crone, which is what he was after. He did the body work and just couldn't quite hang on to it.
Kerno goes short to Jones, deep in the back pocket. He's right in front of the club rooms. Jones with a left foot, blue boots, long ball beyond 50. Up they fly. Geez, at the back door, good roving, good work it was by Sheen. It's along the ground to the true centre wing position. It's with Sandhurst. They'll share it around. They've got the numbers here. The little short kick, that's okay, finds Coughlin. Coughlin with the footy. True centre wing position. Broadcast side. 5-point margin to the Storm. We get local. He's asked to kick it long. He does. Looking for Martin. He's in the middle of the pack. 48 from goal. Goes to ground level. They swoop on Payne for the Storm. Umpire blows his whistle and will have an adjudication 49 metres out from goal.
So 25 played. Here's Montague inside forward 50 for the Dragons. Tumbling ball as he's taken down by Payne. He'll find the safety of the boundary line in the right forward pocket and we'll throw it in.
Sandhurst are going to need to look at the way they bring the ball inside their 50. There's kicking high to quite often it's a 4-on-1 for either Bear Thornton or in this case Timmy Martin. Might need to be a little bit more precise.
Thrown back into play. Through the pack goes Cal Smith. Gave it up. 30 out from the Dragons goal. Numbers in there. Big Mardo's tackled by about 7 of them. They need to bring him down. And we'll have another ball up 30 metres out from the Sandhurst goal. 25 and a half played. 5 points the difference. Storm in front of the grand final replay in the first term.
For a man that wasn't going to play, Martin's doing pretty well.
No, that's just a lesson in don't listen to Jock.
Absolutely. Now, Pascal Craig put the ball on the boot. And it's going to be either out of bounds on the full or it's going to be a throw-in.
He might run Australia Post because their mail's struggling at the moment as well. I think that's where Jock's getting his.
Dear.
Up against the point post. Umpire heaves it in. It's Martin. Taps it to the back door. Stagg is in there. They're trying to share it around. Good work in there by Seb Green. 35 out from goal directly in front. It's been a whistle on play. And we'll have another ball up. 5-point margin. Shadows of quarter time here out at Tannery Lane. Up they go. Crone, big punch. Oh, Stagg was met heavily. We're still 50 out. Over the top went Craig by a hand, but it's all the Storm. Off half back. Long kick to the wing. Playing up the ground there is Conway. 2-on-1 contest.
Well done.
But geez, the numbers are with Sandhurst there. Did well. Hamilton kicks it to a teammate in Wharton who takes the mark. This is Joel. Out of side wing.
Good
He'll
name that, Johnny.
slow down the footy. On the left. Was looking there for Lee Coughlin, got his hands on the footy, but they're calm here are the Storm off half back. They'll rebound. It's a long ball, but the numbers are with Sandhurst.
So Price will lead the race back to the footy. Sharp gets there first though, did well, worked hard, tumbled one inside the forward 50. Ooh. Now the race is winning for the Storm. Conway's getting back there. Can he pick it up? Second grab, yes. Tight on the boundary line. He's seen over and across. And a throw in the left forward pocket.
Geez, we've mentioned this quite often, but Harry Conway is just looking so dangerous up forward. Just so athletic.
Left forward pocket, 20 around from the Storm goal. They wouldn't mind one on the end of, right near quarter time. Green goes through, had it and lost it. Picked up by Donnan out the back. Fed the handball to Pilcher, the big fella. A snap around the corner. It's a high ball. Has it got through? It has. Nice finish from Pilcher. Under pressure. Banged it on the boot. And he banged it through. He's got 2, both pretty good ones indeed. 5-2-32 the Storm, 3-3-21 the Dragons, 27 and a half minutes gone first term. Thanks to the Shed guys on Big Footy. And Rick, if you're the Dragons, right on the eve of quarter time, that one hurts.
Yeah, it sure does. You just don't expect your big ruckman to be able to do stuff like that, to be able to rove the ball pretty well off the ground and snap it over his shoulder. They're so athletic, the Strathfield Say side. They've got so many options and play in a range of different spots. Hard to play against.
He's been prominent. We've got Crone doing the ruck work, so there's a luxury of Pilcher down forward. Up they fly in the ruck. Watson won it there for Sandhurst on this occasion. The Dragons push it to half forward. Picked up there by Halls, but still the Dragons, somehow they managed to get inside forward 50. And a whistle on play. They're going to get a free kick here, and it's going to go the way of Height, who's been pretty good.
Yeah, been impressive.
Doesn't muck around. A short ball by foot to Green. It's probably got the leg. A left footer. He'll go towards goal. It'll go to the goal line. Off hands. Minor score. Sandhurst 3-4-22. Storm 5-2-32. 28 minutes in the first. Thanks to the Shed guys. Big Footy. Bendigo's Fresh FM.
So JD, the co-captain of Strathfield Say, brings it into Moorhead at half-back. He comes down the line for Conway. Good stretching mark. Just defensive side of centre on the outer side of the ground. Goes up the line. Pilcher attacks the footy. Just burns his opponent. He'll go back towards Sharp. Inside forward 50. Lockie Sharp. One hand. Couldn't take it. Leads the race back. He'll wheel around and try and get on that left boot. He's hemmed in well. Kick centering ball. Sheehan picks it up. Gets it to Hall. Bursts through the traffic right on the siren of quarter time, and Hall's kicked another.
Hurts. That really hurts.
That one does sting if you're Sandhurst. Hall got boot to ball, siren sounded, and quarter time. They get another Storm and they go in with a 16-point lead. After the end of one, it's the Storm 6-2, the Dragons 3-4. 16-point lead to the reigning premiers. All the second quarter action after this. Live from Strathfield Say on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
The Dragons, they'll bring the ball out the fat side of the ground, bring it back in across the half forward line to plenty of numbers running with the ball, and their forward line looked dangerous when they could do that. Stratford say really good defensive press, really organised side, and when the quarter opened up for them, they looked really dangerous.
Still haven't collected the football from the last goal. Everybody's waiting for it to be balled up, and they're all looking down to the creek.
Hawley's kicked it on the road, has he?
Yeah.
That's new. I've never heard that before.
No.
I've got a spare ball in the car. I might have to jump over and go and grab one.
Obviously, at quarter time, you just don't worry about the football, and so the football fair will just go and collect it.
Don't the interchange stewards have a spare one?
Yeah.
We had this discussion last year about interchange stewards and being too protective of the balls down on the boundary, Johnny.
It does look a bit rugged down there, hey fellas. There's a bit of bush and a bit of up and down undulation. Yeah, there might be a bit of water in the creek. I'm not sure. It hasn't rained for a while, so probably not.
Water's not probably the problem down there, I'm reckoning. The Joe Blakes might cause a bit of grief down there.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm not real keen on the snakes.
Yeah.
So it is still quarter time. The message goes up on the scoreboard to stay behind the fence. I'm not sure that's quite the issue at this stage, as they rally some more troops to go down and look for the ball. Surely we've got another ball. We've got
I can just see a young fellow in the academy top. Hopefully he doesn't do an ankle going down there getting want to keep our young players nice and fit and strong.
When the producer says pat it out, this is going to another level.
Here we go. They've gone into Bendigo from Strathfield Say and they've got the ball. So they've got the coaching mansion, they've got the new scoreboard, they've got the good club rooms, they've only got one ball. That's a bit of a blow.
And no calculator.
Very true. Let's get the second half underway. Dale Caldwell rushes into the centre of the ground with the football. That's always a good start. Tim Martin and Harry Crone have been waiting like it. They're waiting for Christmas to arrive back to the centre of the ground. They set themselves. We're underway in the third term on Big Footy. The Storm go into it with a 16-point lead. Big Marto gets down on hands and knees, collects the ball off the deck. Gallen Geary wraps him up. We'll do it all again. So
probably feels like the third term because that was half time by the feel of it, Joel. Yeah, it's that long.
Just about. Here's Moorhead in the middle for the Storm, kicking to the Tannery Lane end in this second term. Good early takeaway. Gets it up towards heavy side. Wheels around on that right boot. Sends a high ball to the top of the square. Oh, and a big fly! Couldn't take it. Hacked off the deck by Geary. Misses to the near side. Gee, that would have been some start for the Strathfield Say Storm. 6-3-39, Dragons 3-4-22, 40 seconds played, second term, thanks to Bendigo Bank on Big Footy.
Cody Price for the Dragons. Umpire's blown his whistle and says kick it on, which he does. It's short into the back pocket. Mark out there by Hamilton. Hamilton again short, finds Wharton.
Wharton playing very high up the ground this afternoon.
Yes, he is. He's still in that back arc, 50 arc, deep in the back pocket. Again, the umpire invites him to play on, which he does. A long left footer, well beyond 50, but they've got the numbers in Geary. So they come back to whence they came. They're working forward here, the Storm, looking to bring it inside forward 50. Short kick, in fact, still 60 out from goal for Storm. They all dive in on the footy. We've got one for too high, in fact. Umpire's picked it out. And away they go. It's the Storm. Inside forward 50, deep into the forward pocket, intend to target with Hamilton, but they've got the numbers around the corner. Shot at goal, minor score, just. So, mucking around there. What's that? 6-4-40, 3-4-22. We've travelled 2 minutes in the second, thanks to the Shed guys. Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Still plenty of excitement machines in the forward line for the Storm. We just saw Shannon Geary, how exciting he can be and how talented he is, and Hall with that almost screamer before.
So Price brings it in, good kick. Martin marks at centre half back. He'll play on by hand to Alex Wharton, by hand to Coughlin. He'll drive the Dragons long inside 50. Bear Thornton, 2-on-1, goes up among two, couldn't take it. It's roved at the fall of the footy by Minari. Feeds it by hand to Gray. He goes back and backpedals now. The Dragons working themselves into trouble. Stag through traffic, gets on the left boot, fires on goal from 40 out, touched on the line.
Well done.
Well done, Cal Smith. Last line of defence. Make sure he got a hand to it. 3-5 the Dragons, 6-4 the Storm, 17 points the margin, 2.5 gone in the second term. Thanks to Bendigo Bank on big footy, and now they come out wide, the Storm. Good kick. Moorhead's got it at half back.
So Moorhead with the footy. Broadcast side. He's in the shadows. He'll go short. Oh, he's going to make the big ruckman in Crone work, and in fact he didn't end up with the footy. It's with the Dragons now. Holmes at ground level. Pumps out a handball there to McLean. McLean now long inside forward 50. Up they fly. Good roving there by Simmons of the Storm. Still 48 out. Spills out there to Coughlin. Coughlin on the left. Long ball, but it's wide and it goes out of bounds on the full. And it'll be Storm with the footy. A short kick that ends up with Donaldson.
So JD's got it. Back pocket for Strathfield, say, the co-captain. Wobbly ball across the face of goal. Uncharacteristic from him. Picked up by Simmons on the outer side. Gone.
Great
chase from Minari. Smith caught in a hole. Minari chased him down and he gets the free kick 45 metres out from his goal. They call for him just to go long with the breeze.
Hasn't got a long leg, Galen, so it may test him.
Craig led into the pocket. Be right on his distance. Former South Bendigo Gold player, Minari. He'll have to kick from right on the 50. That he does. Unloads. Big bomb. Thornton up among three. Couldn't take it. Roved by Gray. Snaps and goals. Another ball goes into the creek. That one will take 20 minutes to go and fetch as well. Plenty of time to give you the score. 4-5-29 Sandhurst. They're first of this second term. Strathfield say are 6-4-40. 4.5 played second term thanks to the Shed guys on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Tackles can win matches, and we just saw it there with Galen. Great run down. Cal Smith was pretty unlucky. He did some really good defensive work for the Storm, but Galen with great speed was able to run him down. We just saw if you put some forward line pressure on, as we see in the big league as well, that those small forwards that can put pressure on are worth their weight in gold.
And Gray's second goal of the afternoon with that one, Jockey. Johnny even?
Jockey.
Wow,
I don't know. That's a cross between Jock and myself. I don't know how that'll go. Big Martin's doing the ruck work now for Sandhurst. Yeah, geez, Mum, what have you been doing? Now it's Wilson with the footy by hand. He pumps it out to a teammate who kicks it to half forward, looking for Conway. Finds him.
Johnny.
Takes it in front of his eyes. He's going to be my boy now. This is Conway with the footy, too far out. 75 metres from goal.
He just wants to stay in front of you, doesn't he?
Looking to dish off. He'll kick it into a hot spot, looking for Pilcher. He didn't have position, and the numbers are with Sandhurst, and a good chest mark by Coughlin. In his defensive arc, Coughlin will go short. He's got somebody wide. That's okay. Finds McLean. McLean now beyond 50 to the outer side. They've got the numbers. Good work. And score is now 29. They are trailing Sandhurst to Storm of 40. Ball up under the wing. Big punch from behind. It was good hard work by the Storm. Spills to the outer side wing. Player looks like he caught one high. It's on the bottom of that pack. I'm not sure who it is there, Rick, but
I think it's Timmy Martin, isn't it?
Yep. He's and tough. Pascal Craig. That'll be a fair collision, I'd say, that one.
Two hard heads there.
Very much so. Two big bodies. 8 minutes gone second term. Storm by 11 points on Big Footy. Hope you're enjoying Sunday afternoon football. Tim Martin just maybe struggling to catch his breath there behind play. This time Simmons kicks them up towards half forward. Ross of the Leighton variety. Handball towards Ross of the Lachlan variety. Got it out though, the Storm eventually. McLean just kicks one into the centre of the ground. Martin goes up and marks. Plays on by handball to Stagg. Into trouble. Had to go back by hand to Coughlin, who had to work a little bit to pick the footy up. Gets back onto the left boot. Shocking kick. Turned over. Donnan. He's going to come to half forward. Here's Conway in an absolute paddock. One bounce. Comes back into the centre of the ground. Here's Conway now, who works his way around the corner to the captain of the bad haircut team in Jamison Sheehan. He kicks it inside forward 50. Martin will stand under it. Flies. Couldn't take it. 40 out from the Storm goal. Good tackle. Wharton. Ball locked up. And we'll have a ball up. 45 out from the Storm's goal. 11 points the margin, 7 gone second term on Big Footy.
Just looked up before and we thought that the forward line was open with Conway, the last person in. There was a bit of a wrestle in the pocket over near the fence with a few players involved.
Yeah, they look like they're going pretty hard, the boys. So we're 35 out from goal, and they are willing in there. Picked up by Wharton, banged on the boot into the centre of the ground. Spills smack bang into the centre. Tracking the footy there was Craig. Now they're away. Ball comes to the wing looking for Barrier. Couldn't collect it. Good pick up there by Gray of Sandhurst. He gives it by hand there to Height. Height now on the left. He'll kick it into the path there of Montague. Couldn't get the footy, but it's all with the Storm. They'll come back the other way. A kick up to the centre wing position. Bouncing footy. Intended target was Johns.
Well
Johns keeps it in. Now he goes short. Looks inboard. They've got the numbers. Chest mark there by Heavyside. Heavyside turns and goes to be looking for Sharp, but good intercepting mark, and that's taken by Coughlin.
He's been good today, Coughlin.
Really good young player, James Coughlin. Kick dangerous. Holmes has to throw himself at the footy. Does. Handball at the feet of Martin. Couldn't take it. Wharton taken high. No free kick. Handball around the corner. Martin throws one on the boot. Down the line. Bowyer can't get there. Jones intercepts across half-back for the Storm. Centres the footy now.
Well. He's been good as well, Jones.
Here's Sheehan. Goes out wide for Curnow. Tracks the footy back in front of the scoreboard. Cross half-back for the Storm. Handball up towards a teammate there running onto the footy in Hoyles. Flicks it over the top for Geary. This is Callan. One bounce. Runs to 70. Delivers inside forward 50. Conway and Geary neither could find the footy. Conway goes back in. Geary fires in on hands and knees. 45 out from goal. Cal Geary snaps a goal. The bouncing ball. Will it go right to the line? It will. It's left narrow. It's only one behind. 6-5-41 the Storm, 4-5-29 the Dragons. 2 goals the margin, the Storm in charge. 9 minutes gone in an entertaining grand final rematch this afternoon on Big Footy.
Bit of feeling, Joel, in the last 5 minutes. There's been a few little skirmishes off the ball.
Price for the Dragons goes down the guts and it bounces into the centre of the ground, so it was an effective kick in the end. Oh, that just shovelled out there. It was good play on hands and knees by Stagg. In the middle we are, but it's Storm. They're going to come back the other way. To half forward, intended target will be Hogan. Collects the footy on the left. He'll be looking for Conway, too severe for him, and a nice chest mark taken there by Knights. Knights will come short to Montague. Off half back, they've got the numbers. Gives it there to Wharton by hand. They're sharing it around. Now off half back, the Dragons go to the wing. Looking there for another man with the hair who couldn't mark the footy in barrier. Should have, comes off hands, and we'll have a throw in true centre wing position. And we've got 41 playing 29. 9 3/4 minutes have gone in the second.
Definitely should have marked that one, Bowyer. Martin works his way to the front of the contest, and Sandhurst have got numbers around the footy. Oh, gee, Green took him on. He's going to be in trouble. Good tackle, Hogan. Dale Caldwell crosses the arms. The 2015 umpire of the year for the BUA says, "Give it to me. Thank you, gentlemen." We'll have a ball up.
Entertaining game at the moment. It's got a little bit of everything. Lots of physicality, lots of good skills and marks and so on.
That it does. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on Big Footy. Bendigo's Fresh FM. This time cracking in there is Craig. Can't find the handle. Ball locked up again, and we'll have another ball up. 10 gone second term. Storm by 2 goals. Of course, our broadcast truck this afternoon, thanks to Powers Country Express. Fantastic supporters of the local community. Around the corner, Hogan. His kick smothered by Stagg. Ball ricochets over the line out of bounds. It'll be thrown back into play. Between wing and left half forward for the Sandhurst Dragons, attacking to the Sheepwash Creek end. They trail by 2 goals as Troy Mansbridge fires the ball back in, Johnny.
Height grabbed the footy, banged it on the boot, but it was smothered. Jeezy, good tackling, good defensive work. The ball comes up to the wing, and a mark has been taken by Sam Simmons. Is it Simmons or Simons?
Simmons.
Simmons.
2
He'll
M's.
go inboard. Oh, Montague might intercept that ball. He does. Now he's on half forward. Kicks it. Oh, looking there for the big man. Couldn't quite find him in barrier. He collects the footy off the outside of the boot. Bouncing ball. It came from nowhere. Good effort, Sandhurst. 5-5, 35. They trail Storm 6-5, 41. We have travelled 11 minutes in the second, thanks to the Shed guys. Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Big Charlie Bowyer. He just made up for a drop mark before an easy one that he should have taken. That was great play. He picked up the ball after the ball had been touched in front of him. Did the big don't argue, showed great strength, and then the banana off the outside of the boot from probably about 35 to 40. was class. Was all
Montague
class.
did well, didn't he, to intercept that
was
ball?
great
and,
play.
Yeah, he didn't blaze away.
He's a handy player, Charlie Bowyer. I think it's just a matter of himself getting fit, and he can play a role for this Sandhurst side. Don't worry about that. Ball out the back here. Wharton of the Alex variety picked it up, lost it, got it back. Handball around the corner, turned over. Shannon Geary inside forward 50. Working hard though was Connor Hamilton. Well done. Had a battle on his hands there with Johns. 40 out from the Storm goal. Picked up and snapped around the corner, right to the line. Ross will get back there and
Well
mark.
done.
Third quarter specialist, Bendigo Underleague representative Lockie Ross has the footy. Last line of defence for the Dragons. 1 goal the margin. 12 gone second term at Flight Centre Park. Chips short to Alex Wharton. He's going to have to play on, come back around, fire it back to Ross. They work it short, and here's Seb Green still in defensive 50 for the Dragons.
He's got the numbers in Knights if he wants to go to him, and also Wharton decides to go to the latter, who
Good
takes
kick,
a
fresh
chest
off the
mark.
bench.
Smack bang in front of us, broadcast side, dumps it down the line, finds Bowyer there with the orange boots. He turns and goes. Will kick to half forward. I don't know if he looked then, Rick. Spills to the front of the pack. Simmons is in the direction of the footy. Also Payne giving support. Shocking kick off the side of the boot. And it is Oob out of bounds on the full.
Sandhurst is certainly making it hard for Matty Thornton up forward at the moment. A couple of times he's going against four in a contest at times, with Stratford say getting numbers back. It's hard work for Matty.
Stagg, he'll pump it long inside, forward 50, up they fly. Thornton got hands on it, couldn't grab it. Heavyside tracks the footy for the Storm across the line, and we'll have another throw in. 6-5-41, the Storm. They are up by 1 straight goal. The Dragons are up 5-5-35, and we've travelled 13.5 in the second big footy.
Again, there was 5 in that contest against Matty Thornton flying for the ball. Might just need to look at another way to bring the ball in forward, Sandhurst.
The voice of Rick Coburn on Big Footy this afternoon, along with myself, Joel Peterson and John Hunter, Jim Mackey and Glenn Gordon, your production team. Dale Caldwell crosses the arms from the throw-in. We'll have a ball up, still at half forward for Strathfield Safe. 55 out from their goal. As Johnny said, they trail by a goal at the 14-minute mark of the second term of the grand final rematch. Ball goes up. Bowyer out the back. Just bustled his way through the pack, led the way for Holmes. He was possibly clipped high. No free kick, said the umpire as he went to his knees. Good tackle then laid. Well done from the bustling work there in the Sandhurst midfield. Stagg threw the footy out to Green. Now a free kick for the Dragons. I think the supporters will be fairly aggrieved maybe with the first 2 non-decisions and happy with that one. So Seb Green's got it. 65 out from goal. He'll get onto that trusty left boot and tee it up to 30 metres out. Who can fly for him? Gray at the back. No one could take it. Ball comes to the front. Donnan. He's going to handball around the corner to Geary. He'll chip it over the top. Good kick for Johns. 70 out from his defensive goal. They can work it from here, the Storm. A wide, searching ball
Well
is
done.
poor. And getting back there to mark is Hamilton, the under-18 player, Johnny, who's in for his first senior game today. He goes out wide and finds Montague.
He does well, ends up there with Wharton. Wharton on the left now, a long ball, looking for Thornton. Got hands on the footy. Seems to be doing it a lot, but just not having the chocolates in the end. Now it's Donaldson for the Storm. He'll flick it out. Ends up with a teammate there in Moorhead. They're working it along the wing. They're doing pretty well here. Ball will come inboard. Still on the outer side wing. They are sharing it around. That name Jockey could probably grow on me in the end too, I reckon, Joel. Just thinking about it. As the footy's with Cal Smith, he
Don't
loses
any further with
it. Now it is Sandhurst. They rebound through Wharton. Kicks it up there for Big Thornton. Thornton collects the footy. But again, Storm will come back the other way. Across the ground. Intended target finds Payne. Fergus Payne turns and goes. Looks for Conway. Made him work. It was a poor kick. Now it's with Sandhurst. Good work. Hard at the footy was Knights. Steps over the line, and in fact he's been pinged. Umpire didn't like it, and a free kick is going to go the way of big Harry Conway.
Good battle between the 2 number 9s. Here's Knights again. Former Wodonga gets a hand in there from one Sandhurst recruit to another. Height picks it up. Handball back to Martin. Here's Price under the hammer from Hall.
Good skills.
Just retreats inside his defensive 50 and finds Lockie Ross. 30 out from his defensive goal. He's got McLean on broadcast side. Goes shorter than that and finds Knights right on the paint of 50. A little underground ball was interesting for Green. Set him a task. Coughlin had it knocked away by Cal Geary. He and Moorhead share it. Came back to Geary. Back to Cal Smith. His handball no good for Simmons. They've got numbers around the footy though. Plenty comfortable at the moment. Nick Smith goes by hand to Jones. Back to Smith, wide to Moorhead. Working it around at the moment at half back of the Storm. Still a goal to margin. 16.5 gone in the second term. Hall presents a short lead. Marks in front of Bowyer. Still defensive side of centre, goes for another short, good kick, and Geary will be paid the mark. Knocked out of his hands by Holmes with a little bit of late contact, and Cal Geary will take it smack bang from centre wing on the broadcast side.
We're really stuck between the two arcs at the moment. Both sides have got numbers back across their half back lines, and either side just really can't penetrate deep inside 50.
Went short to Hall. Hall, a long ball inside forward 50. Comes to ground level. But we've got a whistle on play. No, it's allowed to go on. Geez, a bit of slow motion play going on there. 35 metres out from goal. Umpire still lets it go. A lot of players around the ball. Eventually blows the whistle. In that forward half for the Storm, we're going to have a ball up. So that was a bit of an unusual play there. They all stopped, didn't they? Up they go in the ruck again. It is Pilcher, 35 out from goal. He puts it to ground level. Ball comes out to Hall, who'll go around the body. Swinging ball, and it is through.
That's a throw.
Throw.
There was a crow throw back here.
I thought you were telling me if I don't build it up there, Joel.
No, I'm telling you someone threw it.
All right, Well, it was a good build up in the end anyway.
It was.
Now it's Sandhurst.
One of the best non-goals you'll ever hear on radio.
Rice with the footy by hand. Gives it to Height. Height now beyond 50. Outer side wing. Bouncing footy. In fact, it does an off-break and comes inboard. The numbers are with the Storm. A little bit of a dance in the middle, and we're away again through Geary. A short kick. And a mark has been taken by Cal Smith.
So Smith's got it, centre of the ground, comes short for Pilcher. High half forward, he comes wide. Don't think he meant that, but he might find a target. That's got to be.
Well done.
Geez, Lockie, Watson and Hogan came at each other. No free kick because neither of them really knew the ball in the end. Hall came inside forward 50. Sharp wrestles Ross.
Well done.
Good mark. Just ever growing as a player is Lockie Ross. Switches the play to his brother in Leighton. He'll come short now to Coughlin. He goes by hand to Wharton. Joel Wharton inside defensive 50. Comes into the centre of the ground. Good kick. Picks out Martin in the centre. Plays on around Hall. Then thinks maybe that wasn't the best decision of all time. Then got it to Green. Green inside forward 50. Thornton 1 mid. Couldn't take it. Curnow out the back. He can steady for Strathfield say. Pump them long down the broadcast side. Hall and Geary. Hall flies high. Good grab. Really well judged from Jake Hall. Broadcast side, centre wing, needs to get on with it. Short kick, good mark, and your man Conway's got it right in front of us, Johnny. 19 minutes gone, Storm by a goal on Big Footy.
The way he attacks the footy is so confident, the way he gets into his hands. He's even confident then. He had to handball over the top to Hogan. That was effective. Hogan goes sideways to Simons. He goes again sideways, laterally that is for you uneducated. Up it goes up to the wing. Ball ends up with Hoyles. Hoyles with the footy now goes inside forward 50. 30 out, in fact 35 comes now to Wilson. Wilson goes one way then the other. Might have got one too high. Let the umpire know. Umpire agreed. And he'll have a shot at goal. He's going to be too far out by the time he kicks it, but certainly put the wig back, didn't he?
Winter's flat grammar taught you all the big words, Johnny.
Castlemaine Primary South School, 119.
Nothing wrong with Castlemaine South.
Absolutely. Now Wilson with the footy. He'll go looking for Conway, who led deep into the forward pocket. Took a strong mark right on the boundary line. 35 out and he'll have a shot at goal.
He's just playing some game, isn't he? He's just such a talent, this young player, and Harry Conway. But as a forward, he's just shown us another string to his bow today so far.
Surely some AFL clubs would be looking at this young man, wouldn't they? How old would he be?
Well, he's not too old to be out of consideration, 20. That's for sure.
Conway with the footy. Hard up against the line. Long, high footy. Well, they like it. I reckon they're going to pump the air, and they will. So does the umpire with two fingers. So the Storm, they extend the lead. Good effort by Conway there. Goes to 7-5-47. Sandhurst, they're trailing 5-5-35. We've travelled 21 in the second, thanks to the Shed guys. Bendigo's Fresh FM.
And to answer your question, Donny, Harry Conway, 19.
Yeah, well, he's just an amazing young talent, isn't he? He's playing a fantastic game so far. Only not even halfway through, and he's, at the moment, best on ground for me.
It's been outstanding, and that's a tough introduction to Bendigo footy for Knights, so it looks like they might have moved off him now, and Knights coming off the back end of the centre square to go into the midfield. Here's Stagg, little one around the corner, flicked it to Wharton. Is he wrapped up? He is, and we'll have a ball up.
Got young Hamilton on him at the moment, and
Big
He's
task.
only a young player, isn't he, coming up at the moment?
Yeah,
so
top
big
age
task.
under 18 player this season, Connor Hamilton. Nice feeding work there through the midfield. A ball inside forward 50 for the Storm. Here is Conway and Hamilton. At time, Hamilton positioned himself nicely. McLean picks it up, flicks it over the top to Hamilton. Short ball around the corner, not great. Set Coughlin a task, and Moorhead goes back with the flight and marks. 55 metres out, right half forward, chips it into the pocket. Geary on the lead. Oh, Ross again, has to be paid, and he is. Geez, been good, Lockie Ross in defence.
Sure has, particularly in this quarter. He's been superb.
So Ross has got the footy in the back pocket. Chips short for Alex Wharton. Connected on a number of occasions, those two in this game so far. Just ticked into time on in this second term. 22 minutes played. 2-goal lead to the Storm. Dangerous ball for Montague along the boundary line. Well controlled, and he marks 55 out from his goal right in front of the Storm club rooms. Big crowd in this afternoon too, Johnny, enjoying Sunday afternoon football. Hope you are as well on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Oh, good
And why
mark.
wouldn't you? It was a long ball to Martin, who took a strong mark on the wing, turns and goes, comes off the side of the boot. There is nobody there. It's vacant land. There's nobody there for Sandhurst. In fact, good hard tackling. And the umpire has paid, for holding the ball?
Bit of
It'll
push
go
and
to
shove.
Holmes.
Blair's in there. Surprise, surprise.
Just telling you where he lives, Blair. Just catching up. Haven't seen each other for a while.
Holmes for the Dragons inside forward 50. Went to the pocket. They've got the numbers. Shot around the body. And that's a minor score. That was Pascal Craig. So Sandhurst, they go to a 5-6-36 trailing 7-5-47. We've travelled 23 minutes in the second thanks to Aussie Disposals. Big Footy Central, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
So ball comes wide now for Hall. Couldn't take it. Little one around the corner from Wharton was good. Got it to Coughlin. Coughlin inside the forward 50. Gee, coming out with a big fist was Donaldson. Set Jones a task at ground level. He was well wrapped up by Stagg. What does the umpire say? He says, I'll have it. Thank you, gentlemen. And we'll have a ball up. 40 out from the Sandhurst goal. I'd love to peg at least one back before half-time here at Flight Centre Park. Ball goes up. Martin wins it down through the traffic. Wharton out the back. Led to the footy, though, in the end by Hoyles. Crunching through there was Moorhead. Good work from him. He released Sheehan on the outer side. He comes down the line with a kick to space and not really to a teammate's advantage. Ross goes through. He paddles it along the deck. Couldn't take it. Crone goes in. Feeds it out by hand. Free kick coming back. And it's going to be a Sandhurst ball. Might have been a throw from Big Harry, I think.
Yes,
So
it was.
the Dragons will take it from across half-back. Coughlin with the footy, wants to load up, send it towards half-forward. Holmes comes in from the back. He really didn't affect the contest too much. They work it by hand now, the Storm. Donnan sweeps it out wide. Payne needs to be clever here. Is around the corner. Hall will try and trap it inside the field of play. He's affronted by Watson. Hall's got the pace to run off him. Send it down the line. Conway with 2 to beat.
Oh,
Hamilton
well done.
goes up high. Did well. McLean cracks in as well. Conway fights on. Locks the footy up. McLean locks him up. Ball locked up. And it is a ball up right in front of us. 24 and a half gone. Second term. Storm by 11 points. 7-5 plays 5-6. On Sunday afternoon footy, we get local from Strathfield, say on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
We had great work again by Harry Conway just before, keeping the ball in at 3-on-1. Those sorts of contests when a forward can keep the ball inside 50 are just great value for your side.
On half forward, it's going to be a free kick. 1-2 high there for Calgary. Your Conway had 3-on-1, didn't he? And just the contest he provided. Geary goes short by foot, finds Moorhead, who's too far out to score as yet. 65 out from goal. Broadcast side, Lockie Ross might have called for it, and he nearly gave him the sucker ball.
He ran through the protected zone.
Oh, well, there you go. He wasn't as smart as he thought he was in the end, so who had the last laugh then?
Oh no.
Jeez. That's a
Lockie
big
Ross
error.
has ran through the 10-metre protected area.
Of course.
Called for the handball.
Forgot the new rule, didn't
Yep.
he?
Was trying to be cheeky
Oh,
and
yes.
come back and bitten him.
Moorhead, well, he made hard work of that, but
Yeah,
he kicked
only
it much.
snuck in.
Well, 8-5-53 the Storm they go to. Sandhurst to 5-6-36. 26 minutes in the second, thanks to Bendigo Bank. Big footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
It's probably the only mistake Lachlan Ross has made today, though. He's been super. His intercept marks and so on have been great for Sandhurst, but that one has certainly hurt the side.
That's just one of those ones where players still adjusting to the new rule, I think. Rick thought he may have had a bit
Absolutely.
more space than he did there, Lockie Ross.
Been a little bit of a smart aleck, I think he might have been.
Came back to bid him. And Jake Moorhead certainly made him pay. 17-point lead now to the Storm. 26 gone second term. Martin's hurt himself here. Just keep an eye on Tim Martin, Johnny, in the centre of the ground, went up in the ruck contest and he's hurt himself. Geary goes inside forward 50. Johns marks. This is a concern for the Dragons.
Ankle, I think, there, Rick.
He's done that before,
He's
of
had a lot of
course.
trouble with it, hasn't he? I hope it's not the same one, but he's had a lot of trouble with this.
So hard in the
And
middle too, Rick.
Johns will go back after the siren, Johnny, and in the honour of Jock Clark, he won't play on.
Oh, let's hope not.
So Johns comes in, 30 metres out again after the siren. Can the Storm strike twice? It's pushed across the face, and it is out of play. No, it is a behind. So they just snuck it in for a behind, did the Storm, and they head to half time with a 3-goal advantage. And all eyes at the moment on big Tim Martin, who's limping off the ground at half-time, injured in that last ruck contest for the Sandhurst Dragons. 8-6-54 the Storm, 5-6-36 the Dragons at half-time in Rick, what's been an entertaining game of football on Sunday afternoon on Big Footy.
Oh, it has.